Meet Jeff Dabe. He's had spectacular hands since birth. Yeah, she looks, she looks happy with him. Woman with 9 months left to live asks husband if she can sleep with ex just one last time. A heartbroken husband has revealed that his dying wife has expressed a very specific wish. Boy, howdy. These are just coming out swinging. We just started. I was this. Murdered someone. Will I get fired? Dunno, just happened. Kinda worried. Will management find out and be angry? That all comes down to how well you hid the body, my friend. Country in Africa that starts with K. While there are 54 recognized countries in Africa, none of them begin with the letter K. The closest is Kenya, which starts with a K sound, but is actually spelled with a K sound. Hello, police. Michael Myers creeping up on Ghostface? Well, I'm sorry, Michael, but Ghostface always has a phone that he can suddenly conjure into being at any time. So, yeah, sorry. Maybe we'll see you in the next reboot, requel, sequel in 40 years. Star Wars The Force Awakens. An interracial couple gets chased by a man with a burning cross. Up. Porsche. I have a customer support question. Do you guys still make these? Man caught spiking his female date's drinks with Viagra to make sure they don't get boners because you never know anymore these days. Jesus Christ, man, why don't you say how you really feel? Most of Robert Liston's surgeries, from amputations to tumor removals, were done in just 5 minutes. He also famously killed 3 people while performing surgery on a single person. How? Man spends $16,000 to become a dog, now worries if people think he's weird. It's admittedly not the most common hobby around. Zuckerberg versus Musk. Dana White confirms proposed $1 billion super fight between tech titans could take place at the Colosseum in Rome after talks with Italian Minister of Culture. All that money could go to something actually good and helpful to a countless amount of people. What the actual hell are we doing? Sorry, didn't mean to get real there. Let me turn on the funny again. You buying this is the same person? Readers added context. This user has digitally manipulated the second image to enlarge the woman's breasts for some reason. I haven't lost my virginity because I never lose. If they actually let him put that in the yearbook, that is fantastic. A 54-year-old man in Brazil was admitted to the hospital after he suffered abdominal pains from a 2-kilogram dumbbell stuck in his rectum. He waited for 2 days before deciding to seek medical assistance after he failed to remove the dumbbell. What did he just think? It'll probably just, I can just, it'll come right out, no problem. No. One sneeze and my trainer's kids go flying into the air. I don't get it. Miracle virgin birth. A miracle has been reported in South Texas last Tuesday afternoon. Adelaide Burke allegedly became pregnant, carried the baby to term, and given birth to a healthy baby boy. What's so miraculous about that, you ask? Here's the twist. Adelaide claims that she has never had any kind of sexual contact with a man before. Adelaide's mother released the following statement after the birth. It's a blessing from God Almighty, that's what it is. My Addie has never had a boyfriend, never slept a single night outside of our house, and never even been out with her friends without a family friend to chaperone. Adelaide, who lives with her mother and 5 older brothers, could not be reached for comment. Her 5 what? In 2015, a Chinese man was in shock when all 17 of his girlfriends turned up to the hospital at once after they saw he'd been involved in an accident on local news. None of them were aware of each other, and some had been dating Mr. Yan for years. 84-year-old man fined $293,000 for possessing a German World War II tank that he kept in his basement. But why was he fined? Is it operational? I got some questions. Tupac and Jada Pinkett, Valentine's Day, 1992. A bullet Tupac actually dodged. Several nurses at a Maine hospital are pregnant at the same time. Family of man eaten by bedbugs gets $4 million settlement, still fighting for reform at county jail. So are you telling me that this man was eaten, devoured by bedbugs, or they just kind of ate at him a little bit? You got to be a little more specific for me. Florida woman doused herself in Mountain Dew to erase DNA after killing roommate. Well, I wonder how that one worked out for her. Found. Large cat was on my porch this morning. Cat ate 3 big cans of tuna, was muddy from traveling, so I gave him a bath. If you know of anyone who is missing a tabby in or around Niles, tell them to PM me. Holy cow, man. What do you consider is your greatest sexual achievement? Haven't slept with my wife in over a year and still had a baby. Apparently, sperm can survive for a long time in the uterus, and when this happens, the color of the baby's skin gets darker. I went to 14 funerals in a year span. All were homicides, too. Is you the killer? When you meet his family and his dad says he's seen you before but can't remember where. Wait a second, I've seen her before, but I can't remember where. Soba, 33. Here, ramen cutter and cook at my home. Culinary Institute of America, lives in Noodle, less than a mile away. About me, ramen is my guilty pleasure. Snap the ramen so it fits in my pot. TikTok is my favorite place to search for the next ramen to cook. My weird but true story is, my phone always autocorrects human to ramen. What? An Asian MIT student asked AI to turn an image of her into a professional headshot. It made her white with lighter skin and blue eyes. Devoted wife continues to care for her husband after traumatic brain injury, and so does her new husband. Kristen and James Armstrong posed for a family photo with Brandon Smith and their 3 children. In 1999, a waitress named Tonda was tipped a lottery ticket and won $10 million. She was sued by her co-workers for their share. Then she was sued by the customer who tipped her the ticket. Then she was sued by the IRS and almost kidnapped by her ex. That last part came out of nowhere. Someone asked me for a nude, so I sent them a really zoomed in picture of Gordon Ramsay's forehead wrinkles and said it was my cleavage, and then they sent a wanking video, and now I'm in tears. Some guy just wanked over Gordon Ramsay's forehead. Adult superstar Johnny Sins joining James Gunn's Superman legacy as Lex Luthor. Man, I bet he's gonna do a great job. This guy can do everything. Superglue GPS tracker to bicycle, leave it unlocked in front of my apartment, wait for people to steal it, chase them in my car, get out and kick their ass, take their wallets, repeat. I made $800 in a month doing this. The orgone accumulator was a device sold in the 1950s. Its inventor claimed it allowed a person sitting inside to attract orgone, a massless healing energy. When the FDA was investigating the device, they noted that one purchaser, a college professor, knew it was phony but found it helpful because his wife sat quietly in it for 4 hours every day. 4 hours? I'd go crazy if I was in there for 5 minutes. Thought I was looking at a butt for a minute. Ah, yes. How's your Monday, unknown social media manager person? I think I'm depressed, Lamau. Hi, Vicky here, managing director for socials for Amazon Prime Video. Apologies for the last message. That was an accident and will not be happening again. We are having a fabulous Monday and hope you are as well. They shot him right at his damn desk. Irish midget pretending to be a leprechaun fooled over 40 women into having sex with him in exchange for his pot of gold. Are you telling me that there are people out there who thought that this man was a real leprechaun, and if they boned him, they would get a pot of gold? Women will never know the dread of when your touches the inside of the toilet bowl. Men will never know what it feels like to have a fart creep forward and go up inside your vagina. Then you gotta do a weird bend to re-fart your fart. You know, I've never thought about that before, but now I have, and that must suck. Female tenant arrested for squeezing landlord's testicles to death over electricity bill. I still can't believe this happened. I didn't know that you could have your nuts squeezed to death. I'm gonna be wearing a cup every day now. Drake reportedly shuts down restaurant for dinner with 18-year-old model Bella Harris. Bella Harris, born April 20th, 2000. And this is a post from 2016. In 2012, after his girlfriend broke up with him, a Chicago man bought a car for $500 in her name and abandoned it illegally parked at an airport. The car accumulated over $100,000 in parking fines, which the city demanded his ex-girlfriend pay. What is the Caucasian way to say, you got me f***ed up? Newsflash, buddy. How'd you know you were bulletproof? I didn't. I just knew that you weren't. See, it's stuff like this that makes me like the show. You mean the dialogue or the oily naked man? Who would win in a fight, Remy or Stuart Little? Remy. I hate this debate. He's a street rat. He would absolutely clobber Stuart with his bare hands. Stuart hasn't worked for anything in his life. Remy knows the struggle. Stuart is a little bitch. Consent condom requires 4 hands to open, making powerful statement about consent. Oh no. Dropped my kid off for the first day of school and noticed this. Lesson, scissors, drawing paper, bookmarks, weed, felt squares, rubber band. Wait, what? I always told people I met Michael Jackson, but now that I found the picture, man, what the fuck? Who the fuck? Congratulations, I'm gonna try and translate here. My little gay cousin tried some for the first time 9 months ago. He liked it, but he ain't know what come with it. Shrug. Some little white girl between 8 and 10 in Starbucks just looked up at me and said, "Whoa, a beautiful chocolate man." And her dad literally grabbed her arm and said, "Emily, what the f is the matter with you?" Dude, how do you react to that? Not only as the man here, but as the father. Like, what prompted you to say that, Emily? My aunt called me crying. I asked, what's wrong? She says, God is too good. She kept saying, God is too good. She crying louder, so I asked again what was wrong, and she gun say, you know, I owed the landlord $5,600 in rent. I told her, yeah. She said, she just died. God is good. You know, I would say that is f***ed up, but landlords are often f***ed up.